So let's get started here. You know, another thing about the sleuth thing is in 37 years, if somebody had been playing this guitar a lot, your hand would eventually kind of wear off some of these sharp corners. But that just hasn't happened in this case. So, again, you're going to take this round edge of the file and you're going to put it at about a 45-degree angle to the fret. And you're going to roll it just slightly. And then you can get in there. Now it'll pop off because, I mean, we're talking just such a small amount of depth. But, and you can kind of start at a steeper angle and, like I say, round into it. Come around the end of the fret. And you're just going to keep doing that real gently now. In both aspects, just so you know, I don't have the fingerboard taped off, and I've just basically pulled the high E string into this, loosened it and pulled it into the G slot so that it's out of my way. I said I would really rather have tape all over this thing to protect it. So this is just, it's a delicate operation as you kind of come around the corner and roll your file over a little bit. And then you're going to do the same thing. Always got to check this little file to make sure you got the round edge down. The sharp, the flat edge would work too. The only problem with that is you got a sharp corner, this 90-degree corner facing down, and it'll probably put a little groove right next to the fret, which you really don't want to do. So again, we'll take this, you start at a little more than a 45-degree angle and come around the end of the fret. Just keep doing it, just real lightly, so that you're really making sure you're taking care of the fingerboard. Keep an eye on things. I'm definitely, you know, you're not going to be able to do this without making, you know, you're going to get a little something off that maple. You may dull it a little. It's just going to happen. But it's really unfortunate how that end feels when your hand comes by it, when those sharp corners of the fret are still exposed. And then you can also take this flat file and come over the top a little bit, just to make sure you got a good round on the end. It's amazing. I mean, that fret was really sharp. Really, really sharp before. And now I'm not feeling it. And I didn't do a lot. There's just like some burrs there almost that make it feel sharp from the cutting of the fret. And that's what you're trying to get rid of. Now again, you can use this same technique on a rosewood fingerboard with good effect. And, you know, you got to watch the rosewood too, because it's soft and whatever. But the thing about rosewood is if you gack it up a little bit, you can always just put a little fretboard oil on it, and the oil will kind of expand it back out and make it fill in and cover up anything that you might have done in terms of damage. So that's number 4. I've already done 1, 2, and 3 on here, and used them as test bed to kind of develop a little better technique. But boy, this one is just, like I say, it's sharp as a razor blade. So it's amazing. We're going to try again. Just that little lean over round, you know. Start with the file tilted a little and just lean it over and round over. sometimes it's helpful to use both hands on a file if you've got a good position for doing that. It helps you guide the file and make it do what you want it to do rather than just pushing it like this. I have my hand off. Normally I'd be using my second hand like this, but I want you guys to be able to see it on the camera. So now, once again, boy, that just pulled off those little burrs that are sticking there. So now we're going to just sort of round off the end, the whole end of the file. Fret, file, both 4-letter words. And this is intricate work. I mean, you got to develop a little bit of a feel for it. But with the right tools, and these things aren't terribly expensive, $10 or so, perhaps. You know, this is definitely something you can develop a feel for and do at home. Like I say, I much prefer to have white tape on this fingerboard, and I am probably going to recrown these frets. Now, I may not. I don't know. They're just not that bad. Just a few of them here have little, you know, the cowboy chord positions basically have a little bit of wear, but boy, the rest of them, I mean, they're definitely a little flat on the top. Maybe they've been crowned once previously in their life. You know, I don't know. Again, that's the sleuth aspect. But when I go to crown them, if I'm going to do all of them, I will definitely tape off this fingerboard. So, another smooth one. I mean, all these feel good now. And then I go to these next ones and it's just like, brutal. I can't believe it. Well, I hope this has been helpful. You know, it's a small little detail that if you take care of it, if you've got a problem like this, you know, sometimes doing a fret job is so, man, it takes a long time. And doing this will take a long time. Doing every one of these frets is going to take a long time. Sometimes you get somebody who do a new fret job and maybe just, you know, they get to the fret dressing the ends and they're just kind of like, you know, close enough or whatever, and they let your guitar back out. Or you could have, you know, plecking is pretty commonplace these days, and with plecking you usually don't end up seeing this. But if you have on less expensive guitars, sometimes you got these machine cutting fret ends that don't really get finished off stuff. So this can be a technique that can really help you with that. That, as I say, it takes a little time to develop. It's not terribly expensive, and you know, you may be able to do it yourself. I hope you found this helpful. Leo Fender, baby. This was one of his last designs. Great guitars. These F100s are just real sleepers. I'm not super big on the out of phase and split coil sounds on them, but the humbuckers, it's just, you got a wicked lead sound here, kind of unusual dual pickup sound, and a wonderful, you know, rich rhythm sound on the neck pickup on these, and the dual fulcrum vibrato, which survives to this day, in my opinion, stays in tune better than anything else that's been developed. Leo really knew what he was doing in there. Well, thanks for watching today. Let me know if you have questions.